Hello again. This lecture is in continuation with the previous video. We are reading and interpreting Swift's essay, The Spider and the Bee. Let us begin with the next paragraph of this essay. I am glad, answered the bee, to hear you grant at least that I am come honestly by my wings and my voice. Now the bee then replies to the spider's allegations and says that I am glad, I am happy to hear you grant at least that I am come honestly by my wings and my voice. That I am happy that at least you admitted that I possess my wings and my voice without robbing anyone. Come honestly means at least I own these two things. I do not rob others for these two things. For then it seems I am obliged to heaven alone for my flights and my music, and Providence would never have bestowed on me two such gifts without designing them for the noblest ends. For then it seems I am grateful to heaven. I am obliged to heaven. Heaven here stands for God. I am grateful to God who has blessed me with these two gifts, the gifts of wings and music. And Providence would never have bestowed on me two such gifts without designing them for the noblest ends, noblest purpose. So there is some reason some noble purpose behind these two gifts. Otherwise, God would never have given me these two gifts, the gift of music and the gift of flight. I visit indeed all the flowers and blossoms of the field and garden, but whatever I collect from thence enriches myself without the least injury to their beauty, their smell, or their taste. Next, the bee says, it's true that I visit all the flowers and blossoms of the field and the gardens. You said right, I do wander. But whatever I collect from thence enriches myself without the least injury to their beauty, their smell, or their taste. But the bee says, the spider should realize that whatever the bee collect from those flowers and blossoms enriches myself without doing any injury or harm to their taste, to their beauty, or to their smell. Their beauty, the beauty of the flowers, and the taste and smell remains intact. Now, for you and your skill in architecture and other mathematics, I have little to say. As far as your skill in mathematics, the spider's skill in mathematics and architecture, I have little to say. The bee have little to say about it. The bee cannot speak much about it. In that building of yours, there might, for aught I know, have been labor and method enough, but by woeful experience for us both, 'tis too plain the materials are not, and I hope you will henceforth take warning and consider duration and matter as well as method and art. Then the bee says, in that building of yours, building here refers to the web. The bee says, you might have worked hard in building your castle. There is a labor, and you have worked hard. For aught I know have been labor and method enough, but by woeful experience for us both. But it has been a woeful experience, a painful or unfortunate experience for both of us. 'Tis 'Tis too plain, the materials are not, and I hope you will henceforth take warning. 'Tis too plain, the design of your palace, of your web, or your castle is too simple and ordinary. It's too plain. There's nothing remarkable about it. The materials are not, and I hope you will henceforth take warning and consider duration and matter as well as method and art. And I hope from now onward, the bee is saying, and I hope from now onwards you will take into consideration not only method and art, but also duration and matter. Method and art, by method and art, B means, or here method and art represents the mathematical skill by which the spider spins his web. So the bee wants the spider to take into consideration not only the mathematical skill and technique, but also the duration and the sustainability and the substance of his building. And one more thing, through this argument, Swift actually wants to point out that the spider, that is actually a representative of modern authors, has no substance. The spider has no substance, no worth in its production. There is only artificiality and technicality. And same goes with the books of modern authors, which are filled of artificiality instead of durability. So the web of the spider stands for the books of the modern authors. This much for today's lecture. In the next class, I will conclude this essay. Thank you.